Hey guys, so a few hours ago I was at home sitting around bored, wondering maybe there's some open desert I can go find. It's pretty nice today, it's around 90, it's not too bad, I can't complain. So I've got a few hours to kill. So we're gonna go out here in the middle of this random desert and see if we can build a day shelter. What I brought with me today pretty much is just a knife, a whole lot of water, some camera stuff, and a Swiss Army knife to open a can that I brought for lunch today. Other than that, we didn't really bring much. So I'm not gonna try to use anything that's alive. I'll only use dead things, maybe some garbage laid around from other humans, although this doesn't seem like the most popular trail in the world. And we'll see what we can do. But yeah, just gonna have a little water break and we'll get to work. So to get to this little desert that I have found, it's pretty much attached to this highway that you might be able to hear in the background still. There's a few cars driving past. It's not the busiest highway. You pull off in this little tiny dirt square and you're here. It doesn't cost any money. And if you guys want to come out here and practice some skills, you know, I find these places on Google Maps. So as I'm walking down this trail, I figured I'd show you. This is pretty much the pack I've got with me today. I'd say it's a good 40% camera supplies, 40% water, and the leftover 20% is like lunch and a few tools like this. So I pretty much just have a Swiss Army knife and this very cheap, well, not very old, but very basic knife that I think I picked up from maybe Sportsman's Warehouse or maybe even Walmart is possible too. But that's pretty much all I have to build this shelter today. And I've been looking around so we have lots of dead stuff like this, and I've been looking around for maybe, there's an okay one right there, but for a sturdy stick to maybe make an A-frame or a lean-to or something like that. We're not gonna get too crazy, but once I find some stuff, I'll let you guys know. So as I'm walking, I found this little wash. It looks like it's definitely heavily used by animals. Lots of animal poop everywhere. And I mean lots of it, but I can see why the animals use it. It's very shaded and very nice, but I did come across something a little weird that maybe we could use. It looks like the top to a car, maybe like a small pickup truck. I also see a tire back there too. This place is a little, these trees, by the way, have massive thorns on them, massive. So they're no fun to walk through. I also see a glass bottle, although water is pretty, I'm gonna say unheard of unless it's raining. So I'm not too far away from where that truck top was. I see more tires down the way too. There's like this little path that keeps going. But this little area right here seems pretty prime real estate for a little shelter, although we gotta move some animal poop, which is not that big a deal. But this big tree right here seems pretty perfect. It's already almost totally enclosed, like it's already a halfway built shelter. Like I could use that as a chair or something. And although this is pretty much prime real estate, shade, not many bugs, a lot of dead trees to work with, I've hardly explored the trail, so I've got a few hours. I think I'm gonna walk more down and see what the trail's got to offer. This is a lovely seat. No sticks in the butt, no rocks in the butt. Surprisingly, no bugs either, except for flies, but you can only expect that with all the animal shit around. But yeah, we're gonna keep heading. I guess that would be south. We're gonna head south. Well, I found out why there's so much cow shit around. I found them. I found the cows. They're right there. There's a couple of them. Looks like there might be a male back there, way back in the right. 2 females right here just hanging out underneath this gorgeous tree in the middle of the desert. Definitely not going to bother them. But there's cows out here. Who knew? Wonder where they get their water from, to be honest. Just doesn't seem like there's much water around at all. As I'm walking along here, I find 2 more babies. Obviously scared of me. I didn't know they were there. I didn't mean to scare them. I don't want to make a little area where there's cows. I don't want to disrupt their little area. They're sweet, harmless. So I've come across this really big dead tree. Now I've been looking for a few larger pieces of wood and I just am not really finding them. The pieces of wood I do find on the ground are so decayed, I should say, that they wouldn't work. They would fall apart, no problem. Now this tree looks like it's still pretty sturdy, very dead, but pretty sturdy. Maybe I'll take some pieces off that and we'll get to work. There's a nice little open area over here. Yeah, this will do just fine. So this could work. Well, for now we have some options. We'll use one of these as a straight, which will probably be this one. It does not seem too sturdy though. I don't think it should be the Y. So that one will be the Y. This will be the straight. We'll make a little A-frame. Who knew such a bad knife could get the job done? Some shovels. See if they work. Actually, it doesn't work too bad. Alright, so I replaced the Y and the center stick. They just weren't working. So although this is a little bit short, it will do fine for today. So all this would have to do is really keep the sun off of you. There's really no keeping the bugs off you, although there have not been any problem with bugs all day today. Except for flies here and there, not even too many of them. And yeah, so it's mostly just to keep the shade off you, somewhere you can sit, rest, little base camp, maybe make some lunch. But yeah, so I'm gonna start putting the ribs on the back and maybe we'll cook up a little lunch. All right, so I got some sticks. And pretty simple, we're just gonna start putting them on the back until there's enough of them to hold some debris. Again, I'm not trying to use anything live. There are clearly wildlife around here that use the green vegetation, like the cows and stuff, so dead only. We're only here for a day. Some of these sticks are pretty tall. We could probably break them in half once we start getting lower, closer down to the base. Really, for today, the more sticks the better. So now I'm pretty much just gonna walk into the bush and try to find some good, decent dead stuff. Oh, that sun is right in your guys' eyes. Anyway, that's the plan. Walk into the bush, find some dead stuff, you know, that'll keep the sun off my back. So that's what we're gonna do with this cheap knife. So there's just tons and tons and tons of this dead grass everywhere. Now, probably not the safest if you're going to be using an open flame. I think I'm gonna grab a couple bundles of this tall dead grass, and see how it works out. Well, here's one armful. It took a matter of 2 minutes to collect it all. Alright, so the sticks here are pretty dense. I did find quite a few big sticks, so I don't think it'll take many handfuls of this to at least keep us in the shade. So I pretty much just jam them in between all these sticks. It's pretty, you know, it's not rocket science to put twigs on sticks. You know, I think maybe one and a half more of those, and we'll probably be okay. And it's mostly about covering us from the sun. Not too much else. Alright, it's been about 5 minutes. Another simple grab of some dead twigs. Bundle them up. Yeah, let's put them on. I feel like we can get this to cover the rest. Good enough for the day, at least. Today's just for fun. Now, is it the perfect shelter? No. By far, no. Did it do its job? Yeah. I'd say I'm pretty comfortable. It's easily 5 to 10 degrees cooler in the shade than it is in the direct sun. Always make sure you have plenty of water. I brought 3 of these worth of water, and I don't think I brought enough water myself. And it's not even too hot today. It's about 90 degrees. So all I brought today was this simple 3-compartment backpack. Holds quite a bit of stuff. And some things I always have in my backpack, just in case, because you never know, no matter where I go. I always carry a simple little water filtration kit, like the Sawyer kit. Works great, very compact. You can compact it up, fits almost anywhere. I always have a fire steel, just in case. And I always have this on me. Now, my dad made this for me when I was probably 12, maybe 13 years old. And I've never really got to use it. Now, inside here, I'll break down, we'll actually use this on an upcoming video, but this is a mini survival kit. It's got things to start fire. It's got the ability to cook. It's got a mirror, a reflection to signal, just in case, and paracord. Man, so many things you can do with paracord that literally save your life. So maybe next time when I actually am able to do an overnight video, this is what we'll use. We'll just use this and maybe a knife. Although, there is a knife in here as well. So, I've been out here since around 10:30, 11ish. It's coming up on 3 o'clock now. And I haven't eaten anything all day. And my plan was, although I never have been here before, we're allowed to have fires at this moment. And I was gonna use this brand new twig stove that I got. Real inexpensive, nothing fancy. But it's totally enclosed. The twigs stay in, the ash stays in, the coals stay in. So it seemed pretty safe. But even though there's no wind, I just don't feel comfortable actually having an open flame fire right now. Everything is just so dry where I am. So next time, I'll for sure bring a butane burner, because that's a lot safer than using an open flame twig stove. But what I did bring for lunch is you can't go wrong with some baked beans and some hot dogs. Just outside staple. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna cook up the baked beans because just don't feel safe doing it. But that's the beauty of hot dogs. Hot, cold, you can eat them either way. A good old-fashioned hot dog. They never fail you. All beef or chicken and pork, you just can't go wrong. And you know, this area is so nice. I honestly expected there to be ants, mosquitoes, just a million flies. There's a couple flies here and there. There's also horse flies, which can bite, but I've gotten no bites yet. Honestly, the worst thing of this entire adventure was that every plant has thorns. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna finish my pack of hot dogs, drink me some water, clean up, and head out. So, the reason I came out here, mostly, is something I'm gonna tell you guys. Don't let you or yourself be the reason you don't do things. Because I was the reason I didn't do things that I wanted to do for a long time. So don't fall into that mistake. Get outside, enjoy it. It's mostly free for the most part. And just have fun. Take the kids. You'll enjoy it. Anyways, till next time, guys. Look what I found on the way out. Can you guys guess what this is? I think I know. I think this used to be an RC airplane. We'll pack it up. It's garbage. We'll bring it out with us. But yeah, interesting. Just the random stuff you find. Man, last minute thought as I'm getting in the truck. Man, those hot dogs were good.